What up? How we doing? So a bit of a long start there, guys. I just, it's always the way. I always get loads of things to do as I'm coming onto stream. It's always the way. So apologies for that. I hope everyone's good. Everyone's had a good week so far. We're looking at the XRP chart currently, but there's nothing for us on there. I was just browsing. We'll go over to you, Chef. The trade setup we showed you yesterday. Beautiful. Running straight into that TP we spoke about. Now, of course, like I said before, you can, when this decides to load, if it even decides to load, okay, you can trade it into the extreme highs if you want, but generally you're going to focus on the nearest pre-formed high as your target. So we've had a bit of movement this morning. We've had a few shifts, price action moving pretty nice, especially for like Euro GBP. We had a bullish bias on this. You can see price is literally just blasting through those targets exactly as we'd expect. AU, we had a bearish bias on this. You can see a little bit of data crossover from the development version of this here, but that's fine. You know, we can deal with that. We're looking for money in now on this. We've had a bias change. We're looking for money in. We've swept out 1, 2, 3, 4 of the lows. So we're looking for a money in movement here. So how is the singular viewer doing out there? How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you're having a good week. So we're gonna head over. We're gonna head over to some of the more obscure pairs here. See what price action has done this morning. So we are reducing the time these streams are running. We're reducing them down, as we're going to focus more on being live in the Discord. So obviously, if you want to join the other live streams that we host, you just need to join the Discord. It's not, blocked behind a paywall. It's not inaccessible to yourself. If you enjoy these YouTube streams and you want to be a part of the ones within the Discord, you can do that. It's very, very simple. So we're just popping through some of the more out there pairs. So what you're going to notice is on these pairs, not all of them, but there's a lot of highs that still remain. The highs haven't been taken out. It's not like we've taken that and then dropped down. Like we've just taken a straight move down, which is fine. It just means that there's no entry for us to actually get involved in. AJ, I reckon we're bullish on this. Yeah. So there's potential here now for a move to come out of here. We have swept 2 lows. This could just be a blip. I will confirm that with another pair actually. Let's see. No. It is in fact not a blip. So again, remember, any of these thicker lines you see are daily points, and all it is you're having a slight miss data reading, and like the way that they look is slightly skewed, and that's just because we're on the development version of Orion. So Orion itself is relatively technical to apply to an automation. And we're actually opening a bit of a can of worms while we're coding it, due to some of the implementations that PineScript has. There's a few elements that we're having to build custom code to work around. For example, if you have a bias, the bias can change and stay incorrect after Thursday, trailing into Friday, leading into Monday. And that's to do with the way that they track their sessions. So we're having to work around that. So there's a little bit more work involved than we thought, which is good because it means if we had outsourced it, they probably would have had problems doing it. So let's go back to AJ actually. Just set our money in for this. Yeah, we're not too worried on most of these pairs. Like if an actual setup comes around or not. Just browsing. So there is potential here. How are you guys doing, by the way, in the chat? Potential from there. So we are bullish on this. We just confirm that. Yes, that is correct. So we only have these lows to run. GJ, we're still bearish on this, I believe. I feel like this is a data thing. Yeah, calculation. It's fine. We don't need it. Bullish to run a low. So we were bearish at the beginning of the week, but you can see that we had Friday, then we opened up Monday, we closed out yesterday, creating a bullish space that tells us the biasing is changing. We now look at the 4-hour lows like so, and we look for a move long. So we've run this, we can now set an alert on this, money in. What am I doing? I'm all the way down in the lower end of the settings. Money in, create, cool. Let's go over to our, just double check we don't have multiple. A chef would delete that. Cool. So remember, if you are in the stream right now and you are enjoying it, hit that like button. Share it with your friends. Share it with anybody you might think will find it interesting in any way, shape, or form. Remember, if you want to actually backtest your system, or backtest, if you're using the Orion system or using the Keep It Simple system, let me know in the chat. How are you getting on with it? Hopefully well. And if you're not getting on well with it, then get yourself FX replay, completely free. or if you want to purchase a package, you can 15% off using our code, and you can test the system and see where you're going wrong. So how is everyone today? Is everyone good? You know what? I'm gonna change actually. Much cleaner. Much cleaner. How are we doing though, guys? Everyone good? Don't be shy, say hi. Excuse me. So we're just looking at the minute. We've got alerts set already. We know what we want to see. So we welcomed another student onto the mentorship yesterday, which leaves one space available. One more space available until we close the mentorship down again until next quarter. And let's just showcase to you guys some of the setups here. So we gave out some really nice really nice setups in the VIP, and one of them was the U-Chef setup that I showed you guys, and I'll show you right here. We also gave out Euro, which is part of the Sunday markup. We gave that out completely free, and I'll show you that as well. Again, this is because a lot of people will read something one day, and unless the trade plays out within the space of a day, they forget about it, right? But we gave this out on Sunday, we gave this out on Sunday, and you can see price comes down into the areas, plays bullish to the highs. Yeah, same as this, price came down into the areas, actually gave an entry here, and played bullish back up into the highs. So the system is consistently giving you a correct directional bias. Exactly the same here as the showcase we gave on, let's delete that, on Euro, right? We gave this out completely free, as we do every Sunday, showcasing the principle that we have already, Orion in place, telling us that we are bearish. Bearish, right? So we're looking for price action to come up to the highs. So we're replacing old money with new money, and we see that movement coming down into the new lows if price meets the criteria. When we play this, you can see we came to the second high and we had a clear push to the downside. And if we come back over to the chart, we're actually a lot further down than we are in that markup that we just showed you. So it's super clean. And if you don't, like I say, if you don't want to take my word for it, then take your own data's word for it. Prove to yourself that the system doesn't work, because I can promise you, you won't be able to prove that to yourself. If you're applying the system properly, you will not be able to disprove it, because we have data to tell you that it works. You can get that data yourself. Head over to your trading view, your free version of FX Replay, whatever it is that you use, your Forex tester, whatever it may be. Apply the rules that are taught here in this stream every single day. You've got hours and hours and hours of content to show you what we're looking at. And you can disprove all of the things that I tell you on a daily basis, right? But I can guarantee you won't be able to do that, because the rules work. We know they work because we have tested them through hours and hours and hours and years worth of data. So 7 people right now, no one's saying hi. How rude. How rude. The AU set up yesterday as well. Not yesterday, sorry. We don't have it highlighted because I didn't actually get involved with it, but I'll show you the setup here. We posted it in the Discord. It was super clean. Right here. Yeah, the tap and go, right? So I'll show you from here. Look what we did. We took out. Don't count these ones. And where does the first money out appear? Right here. Price tags into it, drops down, comes back, plays lower again, consistently following the biasing direction. We've now actually had a change in bias. But pricing has come all the way down into these lows. So if you're trading it to the nearest 4-hour low, which at the time of it being created was here, that's a 1 to 10 right there, using a system that is taught completely free here. So it's up to you if you decide to take the time and actually implement it. That's up to you. Like, you can look at my stream and go, "Oh, I don't believe you." Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. I'm actively encouraging you guys to try and disprove it. So that low still remains on Euro. So remember, if you're not a member of the Discord already, you can join the Discord with the link down below. If you want to try and prove the system doesn't work, or you want to try and collect your own data based off of the system working, then of course hit the link down below and you will be able to test it on the FX Replay platform completely free if you want to. If you want to take it to the next level, you could buy yourself a data package, and if you do, you get 15% off using our code PIPSurfing. So remember, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button. I appreciate it. Helps us out a million. And if you haven't already subscribed, then find that subscription button and hit it. So look at this, for example, right? A break-even trade right here. A losing trade right there. So -1. Then we had another setup, didn't tag in, but the move came. Right? So this is an example of a worst case scenario. Well, worst case would have been -1, -1, -1, right? But our minimum risk reward is 3R. So we're always going to be able to outperform the losing trades to the winning trades. Now we've had a bias switch on this as well, but we only have one more low to interact with. We do have a low here that we've taken, and I believe we're going to get some money informed around here at some stage, but we'll see. Again, we don't over anticipate anything here. All we do is define the 3 Orion principles, which is bias, points of interest, and then we're looking to see price action play to that point and see if money comes in or out. What's going on, Hassan? You're all good, dude. Listen, right, for anyone that's in the stream right now that doesn't know me through a long period of time, if I'm ever saying to you guys, like, you know, you have to do something or do this, do that, most of the time I'm only joking. I will sit here and talk to 100 people and not one person say hi. Don't feel like you have to when I say it. I'm only joking around. I know most people probably don't take that as a joke, but I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Well, I hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you joining me and spending the time here. So gold this week, let's just talk about what we've seen through the pairs this week, right? Because you have to remember that your bias one day isn't always going to be the bias the next day. So you can have changes in bias which are going to change market conditions, they're going to change the principles that you're following, they're going to change your targets and your entry points. So based off of the understanding we had on gold, we started the week bullish. We had one setup here, so we swept the major low, right? We came down, where's the first money in? Here. Price doesn't tag, but runs to the target that we would aim for. Okay? This never formed as a 4-hour low, so we never had another entry point given. Now, if you look at every single line that's highlighted on the lower end of the market here, they all represent 4-hour or daily lows, right? So not one of them, that's not a low. I think that's an illustration. 1 second, let me see. Yeah, that's an illustration. Not one of them is hit. So all of the lows remain still, which means all of these points are old money, which is fine. And this is why I say structure can actually be a bit of a lagging indicator, because you're using old money to identify structural points in the market and expecting old money to sustain new money, which can happen. And of course, we know it does happen. But why would you not just change the principle of that and wait for old money to be replaced with new money in the same direction? Then you're using a good area for Institute to buy or sell, and you're ultimately following them when they do so once again. Therefore, meaning the probability of the sustainment of that move becomes a lot higher. That's why, for example, like USHEF, I know there was a lot of people that had bearish biases on USHEF, but let's just run it down from the top. We have a bullish daily bias. Let's rewind here. Right, we have a bullish daily bias, and we gave out to the VIPs, I believe. Where are we? Here. Yes, this is the... I don't know if I'm going to be able to copy the image straight in. Let's see. Okay, I can. Cool. So this is the markup we gave. All right. And you can see 5th of the 1st. Well, obviously that's the date. That's the date it's published. 5th of January. So 3 days ago. And we said we were looking at these lows. And you may look at them and think, well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points here. But unless we have money in occurring, we don't trade off of every single one of them, right? We actually only wait for the new money to come in. What did we have? We have price running down, taking out 1, 2, 3 points of old money, right? Very, very clearly taking them out. Come down to the lower time frame. Let me rewind a little bit. Apologies. And I want you to look at the price action coming into this. Okay, the price action coming in and the directional bias that is in play. We have a bullish directional bias. That's our point 1 of the 3-point Orion system. We then have our points of interest, which is old money. That is point 2 of our 3-point Orion system. We then need to have point 3, which is new money replacing old money. How do we know this? Well, we know, again, through the Keep It Simple series. If you haven't watched it, find the playlist and watch it from start to finish. It's not like a feature-length 5-hour film. Each of the episodes, I believe, is under 30 minutes. I think the longest episode we got, I think, is 18 minutes. Might be wrong, but I believe they're all under 30 minutes. So once old money is replaced, we look for new money. Now, before we even jump into the setup, we look at what this price action is telling us on the way down, right? So you can see previous money coming in, money coming out, money coming in, money coming out. And we don't have a single scrap of money in until we replace the old money. Here's your new money coming in. We can use, where is it? We can use new money as a sign that by probability we have new money forming under the low, meaning that this money is going to be the next sustaining move, which on a higher time frame ends up being a daily low or an hourly low, right? So we will then follow that principle. Excuse me. Now, in this case, this is like a prime example of what the entry should do. Whether it actually does this every time or not is completely different, because you have every time frame is going to give you different points of interest depending on what you're using it on. If you're using the Orion basis, so daily, 4 hour, 15, not every trade is going to be the same. Excuse me. Sometimes you might have old money sitting right underneath and price might want to come down for that. It's fine. It does. It's all about consistently applying an action, giving an equal reaction. If you change the action, the reaction also changes, giving the statistics and the probability across X amount of time, whether that's a year, a day, a month, decade, it's going to change, right? So you always have to have the same action to have an equal reaction. So when we play this, price taps in perfectly and literally just takes off. Now, we did have some influence here by fundamental actions. I believe it was an incorrect statement made against President Trump, I believe. Excuse me. I might be wrong, but I believe that's what powered a lot of that. But still, that's not what's going to cause a huge move across the space of X amount of days. It may cause a short-term acceleration in price, but it's not going to be overall longer-term price action driver. So what are we doing when we get an entry? Well, we're aiming for old money. Now, if I just close this out, we're aiming for old money. That's the nearest point that price action goes down, right? So we can see this is an old 4 hour high, telling us this is old money. So what do they want to do with old money? It wants to be replaced with new money. What do? Bring it to the point of old money, right? Now, of course, you might not always hit your target. Sometimes your old money might be here, so it won't be as big an RR. As long as you're minimum 3, you're going to see a pretty good return across multiple trades, right? So look at the clusters of old money up here. The way that they hit the first point and price accelerates. It's because we're replacing old money with new money. Remember, there's two scenarios. When you have old money and new money, so let's say old money and new money, right? amazing writing, I know. Old money and new money. So they're both the same thing. This is what we need to really think about. The only difference is the period of time that they've been inside of the market. Old money will be responsible for creating previous structural points and establishing trending movements or consolidating movements within the market. New money, excuse me, will be the future high and lows. So you will only really have a small area to work off of to judge if new money is coming in. Now, when you hit a point of old money, so let's do it here. When you hit a point of old money and you have, let's say, a high and a low, let's say we're trying to go long, right? Price action has an option to do one or two things. It either comes down, hits old money, new money comes in and we have a reversal, or new money comes in and we have an aggressive continuation. Okay? That's generally what is going to happen. That's why using the money in, money out principle works very nicely, because a lot of the time, if price is going to continue going lower, you're not going to get money in, because Institute calls money in. So you're not going to get that, which again gives you a lot more confidence in the market in terms of what you see. Now, this is a great example of it as well, right? This is UJ. Let's go here. This is where we were on Sunday. Let me rewind one more time. This is where we were Sunday, right? We're bullish. We want to take out the previous old money highs because we're bullish. And we want to trade from where? Old money lows. Okay, what one it is, we don't care. We don't care what low it is. Whether it's multiple, whether it's one, we don't care. All we do is we execute a rule set based off of an understanding of the 3 Orion principles, giving you the first, which is your bias, the second, which is your area of interest, and then the third, which is confirming new money. Then when we play this, big sweep of the moves, and most people will be looking to sell this now, right? Let's rewind once again. Okay, we take out 1, 2, 3 lows. Money in. Look what price does after this money in comes. Now, we didn't actually get an entry here, but look what it does. Consistently moves higher, higher, and higher. Let me just... There we go. All right, takes out old money, new money comes in, and a new low is formed. And that's the way that we're tracking the points that we want to trade with, to, and from. Now, of course, flip it on your head and you have a bias change, right? So, for example, AU. We have a bias change here. We now want to see new money coming in at the old money lows. We want to see new money coming in. And then we're going to trade it to the old money lows, old money highs, sorry. But what I believe is going to happen is we will have no money in and price will just come down and down and down and down. Then once we've taken out the final low, we might get a money in, let's say, to bring us back up a little bit. But I think it'll be a very minor move. And also, if price does do what I'm thinking here, it's just going to open up another gap to the downside and it's going to change the bias back to bearish again. So Orion is going to give you clear, concise understanding of each day's price action and how you can actually begin to capitalize on it. So let's go over to oil, because I was looking for a money in to appear here. Now I gave this out to the Discord here. I'll copy the whole thing. So we have a we have a free setup channel where I post free ideas. I just post free setups, right? So keep an eye on oil, money in. Highlighted here because we took out a low. Bias bullish. We now actually have a money in. So we can track this and see if it works. Now, something I really must say to you guys, and you have to be fully understanding, if you want a system to work, okay, so let's do another example. If you want a system to work, so Orion, for example, okay, again, amazing writing. I do apologize for, it's not the easiest to write with a mouse. If you want Orion to work, and let's say it has a 60% hit rate, right? And again, 60 is pretty good if you're anything above 3R. 60% hit rate. And you have all of these lines represent different trades, right? Let's say 60% of these work, so only these ones work, and all of these are losing trades. Okay, every single one of these is a -1. Okay, then you of course have to factor in your break-evens, which will fall into the profitable category. Okay, so let's say we have 3 break-evens out there. So if you come to the stream like mine and I show you that oil setup and you go, ooh, I'm going to try this, right? And you are ultimately, unless you've traded the system or tested it across a long period of time, you're ultimately sticking your hand into a bag where all of these are jumbled up and you're pulling out a ticket, right? Probability is, straight off the bat, you're probably not going to pull a winning ticket. Now, it doesn't mean this trade setup's not going to work. That's not what I'm saying. We know 60% probability across a long period of time. But you can't trade one setup on one pair. This goes for any system, not just mine. And if it doesn't work, use that as a reason not to apply the system properly. Okay? So, for example, that's your entry point. That's your stop loss area. We have no 4-hour high to aim for except for this one, which is pretty high up there, to be honest. That's a 5R. But know that because you haven't traded it consistently on this time, or not this time frame, but on this pair, probability of you being able to just come cherry pick a winner is less than 60%, because it's only 60% across a long period of X amount of trades, normally upwards of 100. Okay? And you would understand, if you've put any real time into backtesting, into putting any kind of statistical edge to the test, you will know that only true data is given over a actual long period of time. So what I mean by that is, let's say we had a setup. So for example, we had no setup there, no setup here. Let's just say, again, for example, that we were bearish on this pair. Let's change it to bearish. Let's say we were bearish. I know we're not, we're bullish, but we're just talking examples. Let's say we were bearish, right? And we try and sell from here, doesn't work. We try and sell from here, doesn't work. We try and sell from here, doesn't work. And you take 3 losing trades. What you have to remember is those 3 losing trades, whether they come one after the other or not, just fall into the failing trades on the 60% of trades. What am I doing? 60% of trades that do work, right? They just fall into this category. They end up in here. Look at that arrow. Oh my God. But you have to make sure you understand that. Because a big problem we have here on YouTube and on social media is people believe that you can just come to a system, trade it one day out of the week, make money, walk away. That's not how it works. That's kind of like, the way I look at it is like this. It's kind of like training to play a specific game or fight a specific martial arts, going there for one day of the week and then expecting to win a sparring match next time you go. It's not how it works. You have to consistently show up to get consistent results. It's the same with a trading system. Now, of course, there are going to be the lucky examples where price may actually, so for example, let's just say this works, right? This could be a lucky example and it may run, but that does not change the probability on the next 5 to 10 trades. 110? That's not even English. It doesn't change the probability on the next 10, 100, 1,000 trades, they are still going to remain the same. So you always have to remember it's a mathematical game that we're playing here. We're playing a game of strategic maths. So we have to be realistic with probabilities, the way that risk reward works in terms of what is actually being delivered in the market, and the way that we understand a system will deliver. So don't have an unrealistic expectation of, I think this system is going to, like right here, I'm going to risk 5% on this trade because Ross told me that his system works. Okay, yeah, great. But that still doesn't change the probability of the trade. Okay, just because the system works over the space of 1,000 doesn't mean it's going to work over the space of 1. Always remember that. And for anyone that is new here, which I feel like there's a few because my regular people are normally heavy in the chat. If you are new here, you should not be trading any real funds or risking any real money on the market until you are 1, confident in the system you trade, 2, consistent in your analysis and you can analyze the market consistently, be able to wipe a chart and just reapply it, and 3, have actual data to back up the system you're using, because you can draw on the chart consistently, you can understand the system you're using, but do you have data to back it up to prove that if you apply it, it works? Unless you can say to me, yes, I've done all 3 of those things, Ross, you should not be risking any real money in the market, okay? And again, a lot of the time when I cover things like this, our viewership drops. We lose like 5 people out of the live stream, okay? Because, unfortunately, those people will always remain the statistic. And me telling you what I'm telling you now is going to change you from being one of the 70 to 80% of retail traders that always lose money on all the broker websites. You see, 80% of our clients lose money. By doing that and answering those questions and being able to do those 3 things that I just mentioned, you will not be part of that statistic. You will fall into the category of the 15, 17, 20% of people that can actually consistently maintain. Okay? Now, the reason I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million is because every single person's different. You may be trading $50 in a private account. You may be trading $1 million account from a funded firm. You may be trading, higher time frame. You may be using this to invest in cryptocurrencies. Every single person is different. So every single outcome is going to change. And that's why I went out of my way at the beginning of this year and reached out to FX Replay for the affiliate. Because I want to partner with someone that can actually benefit my students, my followers, anyone that decides to actually put the time in and do what it takes to apply a system properly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to leave oil here. We're going to come back to that. Let's just go and have a little look at what we've got across the board here and everything else. Let's go back to AU. What was the other pair that we were looking at before? AJ, was it? Yeah, it didn't do anything. And that's why, as well, guys, a lot of the time, our streams aren't even that interesting. Like, they're really not. And the reason why is because there isn't always, like, you think, how much of that time I just spent talking did I actually talk about trade setups? Barely any of it. Because the reality of trading is setting alerts, waiting for the alerts to trigger. If you see something, then you can get involved. But if you're actually using a system that delivers consistently, you're not going to be like, right guys, we need to sell now, get out now, because you enter and you say, okay, let's just see this, I'm not doing anything. It's not betting and gambling here. This is a statistical way of being involved within a given movement in the market, allowing probability to dictate what you do in terms of your actions, giving you, as I mentioned at the beginning, a consistent action for a consistent reaction. Without the action, the reaction is going to be completely different every time, giving you completely different results. So please do head over to the link in the description. Get yourself the free version of FX Replay, which is actually that way. and use it. Use it. Apply the free version and test it. It will give you true data. It will give you true statistics, and it will give you a very clear outlook of what it is like to see actual statistics behind your system. It's going to tell you what sessions you get the most trades in. It's going to tell you what sessions you lose the most in. What's your most profitable? What's your maximum drawdown? What's your probability of profit? How much could you have earned? How much could you have lost if you have not gone break even? It's going to give you true statistics across a larger viewpoint, which you actually need if you are really ever going to put your own money on a trade and say, I'm going to buy and sell this. If you don't have confidence in your own work, you're lying to yourself. And at that point, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I mean? If you're just going to lie to yourself, what's the point? What is the point? And again, every single one of you that's in this live stream now, that's watching this and listening to this, none of you are taking any offense to this, because you know that what I'm saying is true. And unless you are the person that is just gambling and hoping that you're going to be the special one that wins, you would never ever feel like this is personally targeted towards you, because it's not. It's very generalized, realistic things that a lot, and I mean a lot, of traders and teachers and influencers don't talk about. They don't talk about it because people don't like to hear it. When at the end of the day, I don't really care if people like to hear it or not. It's the truth. It's kind of like, I feel like what a lot of Instagram people do is they're like, look how much this manager at BMW, right? Look how much this manager at BMW is earning. £100,000. But what they don't say is it actually took him 10 years of 9 to 5, grinding his ass off, cleaning cars in the cold to get even to a supervisor level and then move their way up. What they do is they just tell you can earn management money putting in labourer hours. It's not the case. So you guys, like I say, understand the principles that have to be applied if you even want to stand a single chance of being able to gain consistent results. And when I say consistent results, I mean consistent results in your analysis, consistent results in your biasing, consistent results in what you're seeing across your backtesting data. I'm not even talking about actually trading, because until you get to that point, what have you got to trade? Nothing. You're just gambling. Don't do it yourself. So like I said earlier, guys, if you have enjoyed this live stream, even a little, tiny little bit, just one bit, you maybe thought, fair enough, entertaining, right? Hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. And if you're not already a Discord member, then you can join the Discord down below. If you're not already a subscriber, then you can obviously subscribe. But you don't have to. Just like you don't have to take my advice. You can go away from this stream and you can just carry on pissing in the wind. Or you can actually take today as a wake up and make some change. Like I say, test through a true testing software, apply it, and get the results you're looking for. And if you don't, work out where the problem is. And 90% of the time, the problem is going to boil back down to you, unfortunately. I've managed to realize that about myself many times. Make adjustments accordingly. Whether that's reducing the amount of rules you need to enter, whether that's trading different time frames, whether it's, whatever it may be. It's always about being realistic with yourself. So we are going to take a little breather in a minute to grab some coffee. And then when I come back, we only have about 30 minutes left of the stream. Because we are already at 1 p.m. Somehow we're already at 1 p.m. I don't know how. But we are. Do, 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 do. So how's everyone's week so far? Hope everyone's having a good week. Welcome to everyone that's joining the Discord. I see you. Welcome. Cherie, Mark, Smurf, welcome. Let me get this image here actually. That's not the image I just highlighted. Image too big. I thought that might be the case. What are we doing? A second. Just gonna go make a coffee, guys. I'll leave you with this until we come back. I'll be right back. I'll see you guys in 2. I'm just gonna grab a coffee and then we'll carry on rocking. Oh, I just knocked over a very heavy ornament. Right, we're back. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. What's going on, Kevin? Hope you're good. Haven't seen you in a while, my dude. GU money out. Okay, I'm pretty sure we wanted money in, but let's just change that. Remember, you can get your version of the money in, money out indicator by visiting the Pip Surfing Society store. I just need to change something on the live here because I'm seeing someone has just told me that the FX replay is not actually working. So in other words, the link that I have in the description isn't actually working. So let's see. How are you doing, Kevin? Are you well? I hope so. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Alright, let me check on my phone here. YouTube. Stream. Description. That's it. Doesn't look like it. Let me see. I can't even find my own stream. What's going on? Okay, did that change at all? Okay, I think it's changed. I don't actually know. So I can't say. I don't know. I'm looking on my phone here and I can't seem to change. Can anyone confirm if it has changed? I don't know if it has or not. Great, thanks, bud. Good, good. I'm glad you're well, mate. Hopefully you had a good Christmas, good New Year's. Now, apparently, this is something to do with Trump here. Trump is considering a national economic emergency declaration to allow for new tariff program. Traders, oh, it's the Bank of England, 44 basis points. Bonds extend their sell-off while US equity futures fall as traders evaluate fears over tariff considered by President-elect Trump. S&P 500 price began to fall shortly after CNN story that Trump is considering. Now, do you think it's a bit of a coincidence? And this is what I've always said, that our bias was bearish on NAS 100 and Dow Jones and S&P 500, we were bearish on this, and loads of people were telling us, no, they're bullish, they're bullish, they're bullish. What have we had since we've given out that bearish bias? Is it here? We've had a push into highs, and then we've had a fat old sell-off. Is it a coincidence that the news coming off the back of that lines up with our bias? We took no fundamental outside elements to get that biasing. I've always said technicals always win because you're reading true data. You're not working off of speculation or news fears or greed, if you were. Data will always be king. Even here, that was a Trump move. We still went bullish. We still went bullish. Exactly the same as this. That was the Trump move. We still went bearish. So it always, comes into that. What is the true way to follow the market? I always say data. Numbers don't lie. So let's go back over to oil. So oil actually running. Oil's running here. That's decent. Now I know that there will be some people that are in the stream that have probably followed that. I know for a fact there will be, because that's just the way that people are. If you did, well done, cool. Well, I expect most trades you enter just to fail, and then if they don't, it's a win, right? If they do fail, you kind of expected it. Don't forget, you can join the EA shortlist with the link in the description. All you have to do is just fill out the form and you'll be on the shortlist, guaranteed a discount when the bot launches. I want to see a bit of a quiet one today. Is it GJ we were looking at earlier? No. AJ. So we're bullish, but there's no money in. Bullish, but no runs of lows. So you, Chef, as we mentioned earlier, got money in here. But you'd aim for there. But because this has surpassed the 3R already, You won't take that if it comes back to the entry. Okay. That's just a rule set that we like to apply. But you don't have to listen to that. You can make your own, rule set surrounding that. But that's the rule set we have to back the data with. Remember, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, whoa. So it's good to keep yourself moving. Whew. Get a nice bit of head rush. Wakes you back up. Okay, we're going to finish this stream in a couple of minutes. Around 5 minutes, we're going to be wrapping this up. So if you do have any questions and you are new to the stream, even if you're not new to the stream, if you've got any questions, now's the time to ask them. If you want to say hi, now's the time to do so. If you want to do any of those things, now is the time to do so. Or, of course, you could follow me across to the Discord and join me there. We're just going to be doing some maintenance on the channels. We're going to be setting some more alerts, discussing some ideas with the members. And we're just going to be chilling, relaxing in there. Maybe we'll put some music on for everyone to listen to. It's just going to be a jam. A nice, relaxed afternoon in the Discord. And of course, we've got New York Open coming, so there may be some trade setups that actually get delivered. Unlike this session where we've only had oil. I don't know what oil's doing. Let's see. Excuse me. Still sitting in very minor profits. Very minor. Be aware that we do have some fundamentals coming into play. 14 minutes. So if you are sitting on any limit orders, I would cancel those out, to be honest. Or if you're running any trades like this, I would look to mitigate risk or just exit the position. It's completely up to you how you decide to manage it. But just know, trading fundamentals is not factored into the statistics behind this system. So by trading them, you are technically altering the actions. Therefore, the reaction may also alter. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, well, during the session testing, during the sessions that we test, if we have an order that is taken out by news or a trade that we're in when news comes round, we will apply BE to it or we will close the order. Now, if, of course, we're unaware for whatever reason that news is coming and it gets taken out, that will be discounted from the results. Exactly the same as if we have a news entry. Let's say we have an entry here, right? I know we don't, but let's say we have an entry here. News comes and it goes boom, boom. We wouldn't count that either. Because you cannot trade news. There are as many factors, and it's not to do with the trading system itself, it's to do with the conditions in which brokers operate. Whether it's a funded account, whether it's your private account. Brokers cannot efficiently operate within fundamental news events. They just can't. Simple as that. The reason is because they have too much going on that they will always put you at the bottom of the pile. Geopolitical conflicts and tariffs could be the source of renewed price pressure, said Fed Waller. If you're wondering where I'm getting this information from, I'm getting it from Financial Juice. a very good website which can give you very nice insights, and it will actively update on the feed. So that was what I just read out to you guys there. So, you know, there's some days where you'll be looking at the charts and you'll see this random move come out and over, and you go, what? I will put money on it that it's probably on here, right? Like this. Trump is considering a national economic emergency declaration. We wouldn't know about that unless they posted this like they have. And it shows you where the news was called and the effect from it. Yeah, so it's very useful. Now, again, a lot of the time, it's not going to be any red folder news. And unless you pay for it, you're going to have to see these big news banners, these big advert banners. But excuse me, most of the time you're going to see the movements from these events. So it's a very useful, site to have open on the side. We could actually do that, couldn't we? We could have like a a little mini. We could have a mini financial juice. Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's do that. Right, I'm going to do that right now. 1 second. Window capture. What would that be called? Okay, and then all we're going to do is this. Bear with me, bear with me. Let's do it like this. Now, I don't know where this is going to fit. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know where this will go. It seems a bit small as well, right? Is that a bit small for you guys? Excuse me. Maybe we adjust the sizing of it. Make it slightly bigger. I don't know. Maybe that could be a thing. Oh, wow. I just completely threw that sideways. What I'm thinking is maybe we have this above my noggin. Does that work? I don't know if that works well enough or not. Let me know what you think. We could reduce me down. Put that on top. Let's see. I want to see what that looks like on like let's see what this looks like on a larger scale. Actually looks alright, to be fair. Needs to be pulled in slightly though. Cool. You know what? I've already decided against that. Don't like it. It's gone. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Don't like it. Change my mind. Just clutters up the screen too much. We'll actively put that on and show you guys. Maybe we'll have like I don't know, maybe we'll add it in, take it out every so often. We'll see, we'll see. Nothing. Nada. Right. On that note, guys, we're going to wrap it up right there. We're going to wrap it up here, 1 hour and 30 minutes into the live stream. We're going to head over to the Discord. If you want to join us in the Discord, you can find the link for that down below. Completely free. Join it. Say hi. If you don't like it, you can leave. You know, at the end of the day, the only thing to gain is knowledge from other people, right? So if you want to join it, you can. We're going to jump in the public trading floor right now. And we're going to continue to discuss setups and ideas going into the New York session. I appreciate every single one of you for joining this live stream. If you've taken any value away from it, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, you know what to do. And I will see you all in the next one. Remember, if you do want to backtest and prove this system doesn't work, or just gather data on the fact that it does, then you can use FX Replay. Link is down below. 15% off if you use Pip Surfing as a discount code. Of course, get it completely free. You don't have to pay a penny. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of your day. And trade safe. Always follow your plan. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out, guys.